Yeah, man!
Hello, my name is Miguel. Today I'm gonna make for you homemade sweet and sour sauce chicken chunks. So you're gonna need about a pound of chicken parts. We're gonna marinate it. You're gonna need 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm just using half the amount. 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and baking powder, and a 1/4 teaspoon of sea salt. 2 tablespoons of water, and a teaspoon of cooking oil, and a tablespoon and a half of cooking wine, sherry. I'm gonna prepare the chicken first because I just want to get this part out of the way. So this chicken parts, bought them in the wholesale. Do as you see me doing and just remove the skin from the chicken's leg. See, what I like to do is use a knife in my right hand and then hold the chicken in my left hand, and then kind of use the knife and then hold the skin and then pull it apart. And the ones that I can rip it off with my hands, I just do that. This thigh piece now tends to have a lot of fat around the edges, so that's what I'm doing with the knife, just using the knife to just kind of trim the fat off. And the anything that's not chicken's flesh, trim that off. Get in between the bone part and remove the clogged blood and the fat. Sorry, I don't have a chopping board, but I just have this bag. I just use it and throw everything out at the same time. Just smelling the chicken to see if it's rotten. See, what I realize with these wholesale chicken, because they keep them frozen, they tend to be fresh or good more than the supermarkets, because the supermarket defrost them and want them to be ready for you to cook right away. And when they don't sell and they're out all day, look at these. These look clean and pink and pretty, just like I've always said chicken should look. Do as you see me doing, and sprinkle a couple drops of white vinegar, distill the white vinegar and water, and then kind of use your fingers and wash in between the chicken parts properly, and then rinse it off with fresh water, running water. The one piece of wing that came with this 1 pound of chicken parts, I cut that already. This is a leg. See, I'm using my palm, right where the tough part of my palm, and kind of use the elbow grease and hit it. If not, you can use an hammer. You can use a hammer and hit it, a clean one, just clean it off properly. Or you know what? You can use a sharp knife. I saw somebody downtown use a sharp knife and she just hold it one side and just cut it off. I was like, whoa, this is what the people them keep on saying, I need a sharp knife. I don't like getting cut, man, that's why. Do as you see me doing and cut the chicken parts in chunks, about 1 inch between 1.5 inch pieces. Now I'm just shifting the chicken chunks one side, so I'm going to make the batter. But it's recommend that you make the batter in the container first before you add the chicken chunks. So I'm just using 2 tablespoons of cornstarch, 2 tablespoons of flour, any flour, whether it be just flour. Oh yes, and you can do these chicken chunks dry fried, like we're just using the flour alone, just add a pinch of salt. Alright, so add a 1/4 teaspoon of baking powder. Now add 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda. Now a teaspoon of cooking oil. I'm just using half of this tablespoon. About 1.5 tablespoons of cooking wine, sherry. Now add 2 tablespoons of water. If you want to be as skilled as I am, just kind of mix out the liquid batter properly before you coat the chicken chunks. Just mix it smooth. Once it's smooth, then you coat the bone-in chicken chunks thoroughly. Cover it and put it aside for later. It's important you cover it because the wine will, evaporate if it cover. And this is my pineapple. This is where I'm going to get the juice. It's really a syrup, but I recommend that you use pineapple juice. We need about a couple slices of pineapple and a half cup pineapple juice. I'm going to add the ingredients in a small saucepan before I put it on the stove. The ingredients are quarter cup sugar, granulated sugar, quarter cup white vinegar, half cup water, half cup pineapple juice, 3 tablespoons ketchup, 1 tablespoon cornstarch, an onion, and a small carrot. Measure and add the water. You see, I already know because I test the ingredients and know how sweet I want this. But if you want it sweet, quarter cup of sugar works for me. It's not sweet, it's just a nice flavor. Add a quarter cup of white vinegar. What I'm saying though, you're gonna add the ingredients, we're gonna mix it. You can add the sugar and taste it before you start cooking it. I add the sugar portion by portion. So what I do is just cut the carrot in half and then cut that half in half and then put the flat end down on the chopping board so it's easy, so it won't move. And then you can cut, it's easier to cut carrot sticks then. Or you can use a 4-sided shredder and look for the side that does it long and then shred it. Chop the onion in half, remove the outer skin. This is a small onion, so just take the leaves apart. If it was a large onion, you'll chop the onion in quarters and then you'll take the leaves apart. Cut little pineapple chunks or little pineapple pieces. If you like your sauce sweet, taste it, and then if it's not to your liking, you can add more sugar. Just use the half the quarter cup. So now I'm adding the other half, so it's really 1 straight quarter cup of granulated sugar. Mix the sugar in properly before you taste it. So this is my 2nd tablespoon of ketchup. So I'm just tasting it to see if flavor is just right. So get a piece of ginger, a small piece, say a 1/4 inch piece of ginger, and then peel it properly and then add it. So now put to heat the same saucepan here that I'm using, a small saucepan that we've been adding the ingredients. Put the stove's gauge on low and kind of stir, simmer on low, and just let it stay, but watch it. Alright, remember I told you this is my 3rd. Been a minute between two. See the sugar and the cornstarch and the few little ketchup that we use is gonna thicken the liquid and give it a nice, rich, homemade sweet and sour sauce. Do as you see me doing and just mix it, mix and simmer. If you can lift the saucepan and kind of ease it off the heat a little. You can see the sauce forming right now. If you could smell the aroma, you'll know that, well, it looks just like sweet and sour sauce. So it smell, the aroma is just like sweet and sour sauce. Right, you see it transforming in front of your face. Do as you see me doing. Lift the saucepan off the heat somewhat and kind of use the spoon and stir and simmer. If you want it a little spicy, you can add a little bit of shredded chili pepper, but I'm not going to. I did a spicy sweet and sour sauce, so you can check that one out. Spicy sweet and sour chicken wings. This is what you want. A nice, thick, rich, juicy, not sweet, homemade sweet and sour sauce. It's been 7 minutes. The stove's been on slow all this time. I keep on stressing the pepper, you know, because you could use for decoration, like for decor, the end, you add like 1/4 piece of diced paprika, like the red one, paprika. Once the sauce is thick, rich and nice and juicy, look at that. Just pour it out in a container. Take your chopped onions, carrot, pineapple, and kind of add it to the sauce. Just let it marinate. The sauce is awesome, man. The sauce is so delicious. Alright, now we're gonna fry. We're gonna deep fry our chicken chunks, our bone-in chicken chunks. Put to heat a medium-sized saucepan. Put the stove gauge on 4, medium-low, and just allow the saucepan to dry out. Stove gauge is on 4, medium-low. Allow the pan to dry out. This is our chicken, bone-in chicken chunks. It's been soaking in our liquid batter, liquid flour batter. Just kind of mix it in. Make sure the chicken are all coated evenly. You know, it kind of settled at the bottom, so you just want to just mix it up before you add it to the heating oil. A minute between two. Saucepan is dried, don't have no water in it. That's important. If you add oil with water in it, it's gonna splash, create this bag of noise. Add coconut oil, any cooking oil, quarter way up the saucepan, not halfway, because if you add it halfway, it will overflow and mess your stove up and might cause fire. It's been sitting for about 5 minutes. The stove gauge is on 4, medium-low. Once you see a little smoke, that's a sign to say it's ready. Coat your chicken pieces, coat your bone-in chicken chunks thoroughly before you add it to the heating oil, and add them piece by piece. Make sure it's not dripping liquid batter. So you add them one behind the other. See, watch it, watch the oil to see if it's gonna overflow. So once you do that, let it stay and fry for about a minute, 40 seconds between a minute before you move it. Like I said, within that time, you just use a tall spoon like this and kind of separate the pieces. Make sure they're not sticking. Make sure it's not sticking at the bottom. Make sure all the pieces are separated, and then frying separately. Just be careful, because remember now you're dealing with heating oil, and this spoon, if you don't handle it properly, you can splash up on yourself. So just be mindful of everything. Allow. It's been 7 minutes. The stove gauge is on 4, medium-low. I didn't move it. I didn't shift the chicken pieces every minute. I just allowed it to stay and fry. Go through, kind of flip the pieces that was at the bottom to the top, and kind of look at them and make sure that the ones that's not cooking, you kind of shift them down, and then allow. Don't shift it and move it within the time. Just allow. Stove gauge is on 4, medium-low. 12 minutes, so the chickens are nice and golden brown, but because we're deep frying bone-in chicken, you want to make sure that it's cooked properly, because you know we third world country like to chew our bones. Better it cook, the better it is. Better it cook, the better it is. It's been 14 minutes, 12 between 14 minutes, I would tell you. Let's remove your fried bone-in chicken chunks from the heating oil. Remove the cooked pieces first, and the ones that still need a little cookie, just leave those last. You know, wings. Some people say wings cook fast, but sometimes wings, because of the skin, it will have a spoilish thing to it. So for me, what I do is just wash it off properly with white vinegar and then cook it longer than normal wings to get off that skin taste if it's near spoiling. Now we're going to pour our homemade sweet and sour sauce over our fried bone-in chicken chunks. If you can, use a bigger container, but because I just like using these like yellow bowl that I've been using, I just maintain the theme. Pour your juicy homemade sweet and sour sauce over your chicken pieces. And like I said, if you can use a bigger container, then you'll be able to stir and coat the chicken pieces properly. Visit JamaicanDinners.com for the recipe. Subscribe, like, share, comment, and fry your own sweet and sour chicken meal, and give us feedbacks. So this is sweet and sour chicken chunks, bone-in chicken. I have to take some of the pieces out. That is, it's important to coat the chicken properly. Homemade bone-in chicken, sweet and sour with sweet and sour sauce. That was so wrong. Homemade sweet and sour sauce, bone-in chicken chunks. Homemade sweet and sour bone-in chicken chunks with the sauce over it now. Visit JamaicanDinners.com for the recipe. Subscribe, like, share, get my books. My time. This is one of my favorite meals. You know? Whenever I eat, almost every video I say the same thing. Whenever I eat out at any Chinese restaurant, this is what I buy. Sweet and sour chicken. There was this one restaurant, this was like 5 years ago, in Halfway Tree, man. They used to have the best sweet and sour sauce, because here in Jamaica, most of the sweet and sour sauce that they're serving in restaurant is red, and to me don't taste properly. A lot of people seems to like it, but I don't. I like the genuine sweet and sour sauce. I just want to use the same plate that I've been using. Alright, the chicken is juicy, not sweet. Pineapple kind of just added, kind of make it right. This one restaurant used to have awesome fried rice with sweet and sour chicken. Did they used to use? No, they used to make chicken balls. Like how you saw me make chicken balls? That's what they did. Theirs was like the one I made. Genuine, you know, you get the flour around it, the dough, but it's mostly chicken. But since lately, because everybody cutting back, some of them they're not making, the quality is just not there again. Why go to a restaurant when I can cook myself? But you know, sometimes I don't cook every day, so I have to eat out sometime. This meal is awesome. As you can probably tell, I'm hungry. I'm just eating away. This is probably the fastest you ever saw me eat. And the fact that I love sweet and sour chicken. Well, you saw me ate this food fast. Not as fast as how some people eat, but still it was pretty fast. I used to eat fast when I was a child. I can't eat fast now. I probably choke or something. I have to take my time. When I was a child, I remember I was so impatient to swallow the food, man. The food used to feel like it's stuck in my throat. It was funny now that I'm thinking about it. Alright, so you saw me eat this small plate of food. I would have chewed this piece of bone, but it's like there's nothing to chew. It's not the soft part of the bone. Alright, you see the chicken I'm going to show you. Alright, see ya. We like,
yeah, man,
cooked properly. Look at that. I bite the top of it and I break it so you can see no blood is in it.